And welcome back to the midmajorbasketball.com women's basketball podcast. Joining us on a Wednesday morning is North Dakota State's Avery Koenen. Koenen led the Bison to their first Summit League regular season championship in program history, was a finalist for the Becky Hammon Mid-Major Award, an AP honorable mention, AP All-America honorable mention selection, and swept the Summit League awards, winning the conference's Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 19.4 points and 10.8 rebounds a game. Avery, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So, first of all, talk about what last year meant to you all. I mean, you guys made program history in more than one way, but did you feel like there was maybe one box on the checklist left unchecked with South Dakota State getting the tournament bid?
Yeah, of course. That's I would say every mid-major's team's goal at the end of the season is to make the NCAA tournament and to win your conference tournament. So to, come up short again this past year is tough, but I think it's also important to look at all the things our team did accomplish and that our program did throughout the year. Our win streak was amazing. We won the regular season, just some big wins in there too that you don't want to take those for granted either. So I always say like we're not done fully. Like we still got more left that we want to accomplish. So being thankful for all the things that we accomplished and proud of ourselves, but also, continuing to work and to get to that next level.
How hard is it to kind of turn the switch after you lose that conference championship game when
Mhm.
when you're one of those programs that you know you're going to have something ahead of you the next week, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's the WBIT, the WNIT, for you guys it was the WBIT. How hard was it to turn the page after losing that Summit League tournament title game and just focus on the WBIT?
Yeah, I think it's hard in the moment. I think for me, it like takes a couple days to kind of just like move on from something like that. Especially like I just said, like that was your goal all the year to accomplish something like that. So, um, you don't want to dwell on it too long. You got to look to the future, look to, what's next. And playing in the WBIT is another step up for our program. We didn't play in that last year. So any postseason play is awesome. And we got to go in with a good seeding in that and play a couple games. And I think, yeah, you came up short of your goal, but there's also so much more that can elevate a program by playing in a tournament like that. So we just have to kind of look at the positives and keep working for the future of our program even.
What does it mean? I imagine it has to mean a lot to Coach Collins that so many of you guys elected to run it back with him this year and try to take that next step.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you have that many people come back from a team where, to be honest, a lot of just with how things are these days, people can leave and it's very easy to leave. And there's a lot of, things out there that are trying to pull players away and take you to, what you think is better. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of amazing things that our program has and that our team has. And we didn't finish exactly how we wanted. So I think just like another opportunity to come back with just about the same girls that we had last year is going to be pretty special. And we've all got, a good mindset going into it and are all very, very happy and blessed to be a part of our team still.
What's been the summer message or point of emphasis this year? Because you guys are taking on a different role right now. As the regular season champions, you guys are pretty much the hunted now as opposed to the hunter.
Yeah, for sure. I think that everything's kind of been stepped up a little bit for this summer and just even, you could just tell in like lift and practices too, just there's like a higher expectation of us that our coaches are putting, which is how it should be. That's how you take the next step from, accomplishing what we accomplished last year to wanting to go into next year being, even better than we were. So I think you just have to keep pushing and keep growing in the areas that you need to work on and you can't just kind of be complacent with where you're at and keep growing and learning every single day.
You talk about complacency. How has your
Mhm.
game evolved since you first got to North Dakota State? And Where do you feel like you can grow this year in your senior campaign?
Yeah, I think I always say the biggest thing is just confidence and comfortability. I think when you come in as a freshman, you're trying to learn so much, and I just felt like I was kind of in over my head a little bit with things. And so to kind of come in and grow just with the knowledge of the game, defense and different types of offenses and calls and the vocabulary of everything was just really hard at first. So I think that's just been the biggest thing because then once you get the hang of those, you're able to actually play your game and you're able to be more aggressive on the floor and know what's going on. So I think that was probably the biggest piece of growth for me. And this coming year, just continuing to finish well inside and be more aggressive and um, as well as chase rebounds and be able to shoot more outside hopefully and come off ball screens maybe a little more. So just being as versatile as I can for our team.
Are those things you're trying to add to your game just not only for this year, but assuming you want to go play somewhere overseas or in the W when your North Dakota State career is done?
Yeah, I think that one, I just want to be the best that I can with the amount of years that I have left. And I don't know what the future holds. So I think, whether or not I continue to play, I think that if I stop playing, I want to look back and know that I did everything that I could to be the best player that I could have been. And if I continue to play, then obviously then I'm gonna want to elevate those parts of my game to again just be the best that I can be. So kind of just trying to reach my potential in every way that I can, and whether or not that results in continuing to play, we'll see. But yeah, just trying to grow still.
You're also a multiple time Summit League All Academic honor. What does that honor? What does that mean to you to being able to balance the classroom and the court successfully?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that I don't know if a lot of people realize how tough it is to be um, not just a college athlete, but also you're a student too. So I've always tried to put my best foot forward in school and try to get the best grades that I can and just work hard in that. So I think when you're trying to, juggle both of those things, it can be a lot. And so it's just good to kind of see like that hard work that maybe not everyone gets to see pays off.
All right, take me back to when they told you you had swept the Summit League player and defensive honors. Where were you guys, and how did they tell you?
Yeah, Jory just texted me and asked if I would just come up to his office quick to chat. And like, you don't always like to hear that from your head coach, but I went up there and he just ended up telling me it was just us two. And um, honestly, like, it was pretty unreal to kind of hear that. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't fully like expect to get it. Um, Not to mention, both of them. So I was just very like humbled and honored to, reach that goal that I had that I kind of like set out at the start of the year. So it's just an award also that kind of goes to show how awesome of a team that I have. And you don't accomplish stuff like that without a great support behind you, my coaches and my teammates. So I think it's just a testament to our whole team, honestly.
You come out of the office, are you swarmed by the rest of the players and the
No,
staff?
actually, they weren't there. I don't even remember. I guess when they told everybody about it, we were all in the locker room together and like he announced it to the whole team. So, yeah, they were pretty excited for me and just to feel support from my team is very special.
And then obviously you're a finalist for the Becky Hammond Award, the Mid Major Player of the Year award, a season ago. What did that mean to have your name attached to somebody who's accomplished so much in our game?
Yeah, it's very special to get, honored with that and just be up there with some of the best players in mid-major basketball is really cool and um, just exciting to see, how this next year plays out with that. And obviously, there's just more goals that not only our team has, but personally I have too. So Yeah, it was really special to be a part of that.
Talk about playing at home, in a state like North Dakota that doesn't have a lot of pro teams. For a lot of families and folks, you guys are it in terms of
Yeah.
the entertainment value. So talk about kind of the crowds you guys draw at home and that weight of expectation, right? Because in a sense, for the most part, you guys are North Dakota's pro team.
Yeah, for sure. Our community support and the support from even like our state is insane, and it's something that um I've just really learned to kind of realize and appreciate as I've gone throughout my years here. And it's really been special to see the growth that our fans have had. Like there's more and more that have came to our games each year. So it's really cool to be a part of that change. And it's not just women's basketball either. It's or look at our football team, our men's basketball team, all of our other teams too at NDSU are just so well supported, not only by Fargo, but surrounding towns too. And so to be a part of a program and an athletic program that is just so, I keep saying, like supported by our community is very special.
What's a Saturday afternoon like during football season in Fargo?
It's pretty busy. You're walking around, going to tailgates, and um, it's seriously such a blast to be able to kind of be a part of that atmosphere. And um, it's crazy around campus, that's for sure.
Um, as you guys were going through last season, autograph sessions and post game conversations with fans and whatnot. What's how are they kind of reacting to seeing history unfold in front of them?
Yeah, they just from the conversations that I've had with people that are, in our community and come to all of our games and stuff like that, they are just so proud of us. And, especially just the team that we have. Not only do we have just amazing basketball players, but we also have great people too. And so just I think for them to have a great group of people to support, it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to us to have their support as well. So just to feel that many people so proud of something that you work so hard at every single day is a really special feeling for sure.
Are you guys at the point where you can walk around town, like to the grocery store somewhere, and you're recognized by common folks around the street?
Yeah, I think a lot of us get that, especially when we're wearing our gear. But it's a cool feeling for sure, especially when they come up and say that they've came to games and have watched us play and that they love watching our team. And just getting compliments about your team is really cool.
So you're an incoming senior, so this is a question I usually ask most incoming seniors.
Mhm.
Your last go around, are you going to start to appreciate road trips a little bit more? Walk around different campuses and downtowns as the opportunity kind of sets itself out?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, well, the fifth year thing is definitely something that maybe shifts that a little bit with just possibly having, another year even to play. But going into my senior year is going to be like I was kind of saying before, you want to be putting your best foot forward every single day and just soaking in everything that you have because I think it's always important not to take anything for granted. You never know what the next day brings. So um, making the most of every opportunity you get, whether that's with your teammates, with your coaches, with the people that, um, you're with on a daily basis or just on the basketball court, I think is important so that you can look back and just be proud of everything that you've done.
When you guys get prospective student athletes on their visit now, and kind of talk about how those visits change when you have a regular season pennant to hang up there in the gym and a WBIT appearance banner to hang up there. Talk about how those visits change when you've done what you guys did last year.
Yeah, I think that, it's definitely good for recruiting when you have a successful team. And I think it also is from what I could imagine for them to come and watch our team practice, but also just see how we interact with each other. I'm sure that's also a very big pull to our program. So obviously we want to be recruiting the best that we can. So having um, a good track record of everything that you've been doing the past, a few years and showing that our program's on, the rise and improving is good to get those high level talented girls here. And we've been doing that for the past few years for sure.
How has the process of visits changed since maybe you went through it now with the
Mhm.
evolution of, NIL and all that stuff? How has that process of taking your official, your unofficial visits, your official visits changed since maybe you went through it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it's changed besides the fact that NIL is such a huge thing now. When I was deciding where I was gonna go to school, NIL did not even cross my mind. Especially like how much I could get to go play at a school or how much potential there is for making money was not a thing on my mind, which I can imagine that it is probably something that a lot of girls think through and want to go where there's good opportunity for that. So I'm sure that that's a big focal point, just at this day and age.
When you went through the process, what made North Dakota State home for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was the coaching staff. Jory and Dylan both were awesome and just had a lot of belief in me and confidence of what I was at the time, but mostly where they could get me to be, just with more experience and good coaching. And you can also just see from being on campus and going to the football games, all the things, you can see the support that is behind the programs here at NDSU, and that's just such a draw, I think, for it was such a draw for me because I think that that's one of the biggest things that I try to focus on is making an impact and being involved with your community and where you're at is so important. So it was really, really a draw. And also, I was close to home, or kind of close to home. It was just 2.5 hours away. So it gave me an opportunity to play at the level that I wanted, while also having, my community back home and my family back home to come watch me play.
How big was that to, get to have your folks at most, if not all of
Yeah.
your home games and probably a majority of Summit League games, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it means the world to me to have them, yeah, at our home games, but also, yeah, a lot of the Summit League games they're able to come to, the South Dakota or Dakota games, and then even at St. Thomas. So to get to have, um, the people that you love most there watching you and supporting you is so huge for me, and just to get to see them, and once we get into conference play, I get to see them, on a weekly basis when I don't get that most of the time. So when I get to be with my family, I really appreciate it.
When you were going through, junior, senior in high school, when did you realize you wanted to be the girl that stayed close to home for college as opposed to, let spreading your wings and maybe going out west or out east?
Yeah, I think I knew that pretty early on that I wanted to stay close, just with kind of how recruiting went for me and there were things that came up farther away from home, and the more I would think about it and pray about it, the more I realized like I just couldn't do it. Um, at that time, especially in my life when you're young and I'm from a small town, family is important to me, all the things. Branching out maybe wasn't the best option for me, and wouldn't have been the best for me at the time. So I think that yeah, definitely plays a huge role in that, and um, I need my support system, that's for sure.
Would incoming senior Avery recognize freshman Avery on tape if you went back through the North Dakota State archives?
I don't think so. I think I would be laughing the whole time, honestly. But I do talk to like my coaches about it sometimes, and they'll say they've like watched games back and stuff, and um, it's just they always say like how it's just not you can't even recognize who I was anymore to where I'm at now, and it's just really a testament of my coaches, my teammates, and just hard work that you put in to grow and um, improve on your game.
What are you studying, and what do you hope to do when you graduate college?
Yeah, I'm going into physical education and health, and coaching. So trying to go that route with education and sports and whatever that ends up looking like in my future. I would love to get into, training and working with kids, one-on-one even, and just kind of see what opportunities present themselves after school.
All right. Um, we'll kind of close with a little bit of a rapid fire type of thing here.
Mhm.
Um, just first thing that pops into mind.
Oh
What is,
gosh.
all right, here we go. What is one show that is on the Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, Paramount binge watching list this summer?
It's always The Office for me. I don't even know if it's on Netflix anymore. I think it is. I don't know. But I always watch The Office.
All right. Um, what is your favorite road trip in the Summit League?
Ooh. In the Summit League, probably I like going to UND, honestly.
All right. If I was to visit Fargo, give me one off-campus dining spot is like a must-have.
Um, the Tavern. I really like that spot. My family and I go there almost after almost every single game.
All right. Um, best and worst subjects in school.
For me,
Yeah.
okay, my best was always math. My worst was reading.
Last book you read.
Oh, um, the last book I read, we read, um, I don't know, I don't remember the name of it. It was like The Mind of a Champion or something. Our team did like a book read. I don't know if that was the name, but it was something like that.
All right. Um, all right. If you guys win the Summit League tournament this year, what's the first reaction that you'll have on the floor when the clock strikes zeros?
I'd probably cry, honestly. I don't think I'd be able to not cry at that point. And then obviously just run and hug my teammates.
Um, let's see. All right. Favorite dessert.
Cheesecake or ice cream?
Okay. Just straight up plain New York style, cheesecake,
I like,
chocolate.
you gotta have like some strawberry on it or
Okay.
fruit on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm team strawberry on my cheesecake too, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Let's see. All right. Karaoke on the bus. What's your go-to?
Oh my gosh. I feel like it'd be unwritten. I feel like that's just a good go-to because
Yeah. That song seems to be coming up a lot more on Pandora and the streaming platforms
yeah, it's
too.
gotten more common now.
Like
Yeah.
I, I'm kind of going through an early 2000s pop kind of rebranch here in the summer. So like Michelle Branch, Avril Lavigne, kind of the has been on my this summer playlist too.
That's funny.
All right. Let's see. All right, favorite airport pastime.
This year, so a lot of us have iPads, so we all play like Heyday on it. So that was one of them. We would all sit around and play that.
Okay. What is Heyday? I've never heard of that game.
It's like basically a farming game. I don't know. A couple of us would play it, a couple of girls would play it, some other games too, but we always all had our iPads out.
Okay. Um, all right. Favorite team bonding summer activity in Fargo.
Um, um, Either like a pool day or usually when the fair's here, there's like some concerts that we'll go to sometimes.
Gotcha. All right. Um, and all right. One last question off rapid fire. What do you imagine your senior night's going to be like when we get to that point? How hard do you think it's going to be to kind of flip the switch from senior night presentation, right? Hearing coach wax eloquently, as my old high school English teacher would say about you, to, okay, we got a game to play.
Yeah, I think it'd be emotional for sure. Coming in with the girls that have come in with, and leaving behind the girls that I've gotten so close with was going to be really hard. And I think just like having the realization set in that it's not only coming to an end, your time is coming to an end with those girls, but it's also, I think, playing at our, arena is going to be really hard to be done with that, just with our support that we have through that. So it'll be emotional, but I think once we have to lock in for the game, we'll be just fine.
All right. North Dakota State's Avery Koenen, thank you so much for joining us on a Wednesday morning. Um, I think coming up to the 100-day mark till opening night, and we look to see if the Bison take that next step and earn the Summit League's NCAA tournament bid. Thank you so much, Avery.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And